to have a sustainable green solution for the animal industry. So what is the problem? Soon we will be 9 billion people on this globe, and the meat demand actually is not decreasing, it's increasing, and it's increasing dramatically by 2050 by 70%. This huge intensive animal farming that is ongoing has some big problems. One is the high feed cost, and of course the resources. Feed cost is up to 70% of animal farming. The second one is there is high pollution, and the third one is the use of antibiotics. I'm not sure if you know that 80% of the antibiotics used globally are used for livestock. Using antibiotics has another problem, and that's the antibiotic resistant, and we are actually running into a crisis on antibiotic resistance. It's predicted that by 2050, the same amount of people that die nowadays on cancer will die from antibiotic resistance. So we have a solution, not for all the problems, that to contribute to these problems in animal farming industry. 20 Green is a spin-off from the EPFL, and we have a filed patent technology which is probiotics. I'm not sure if everybody knows what probiotics are. Probiotics are a live organism that stimulate the gut. And we have identified organisms which are super efficient in certain animals to help to reduce some of these issues. So what are the three benefits? It's reduction of they grow better, and they digest better plant ingredients. So this is very interesting, and it's also sustainable, because in aquacultures, for example, in salmon farming, there is still a lot of fish meal used to farm the animals. So now if you can already shift some percentage of the diet to have a better, to be more efficient in digesting plant ingredient, this has a big global impact. Secondly, these bacteria help the animals to have an immune response. So it's an immune booster, and by this they are healthier, and farmers need less antibiotics. And thirdly, we have identified that we can reduce the nitrogens and phosphate in the feces of the animals, which is also important. What is the market? So the market is, of course, global. We are actually a feed additive supplier, which our customer will be the feed industry, the feed manufacturer. They sell to the farmer and then to the meat industry, and then the value chain at the very end is the consumer who at the end will benefit from this entire value chain. Now where we stand at the moment. So we have a kind of product from the lab. We have tested it, and now we are at the stage where we go to the first big field trials. We're very excited. And then the next step is to start the registration process in Europe, and we will focus on chicken, broilers, and salmon, because these are the markets we have identified as most interesting, because aquacultures and poultry is also seen as the most sustainable meat protein source in the future. In parallel, we are starting to design and build our first pilot plant to produce the product. We are a team of 8, very diverse, from immunologists to food engineers like me to other engineers, and we have an R&D team, and we're working together with the University of Geneva. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the first question maybe. So maybe two short questions. When you say it reduces animal feed costs by 15%, what is that compared to? To what kind of prices? Are we talking about Switzerland or Europe?
It's an assumption we did on the cost of feed, and then you assume the benefits that the product gives. For example, replacing fish meal, and that then I'm calculating what is the benefit overall, like from like 1 ton of feed. Yeah.
Okay, second question. If you say it's a global market, I can imagine this product is quite costly. Could you imagine this could be used in Asia or in Africa?
Yes, so we are using a completely new technology, and we are using agricultural byproduct to source our probiotics. And we see the very high potential that we are cheaper at that what is on the market already now. And our vision is really that this product is available on large scale, because that's the only way how probiotics can survive in this industry. And that's also one of the reasons why until now they haven't really picked up. But to change something, we really believe we need to go, the industry needs to go in this direction. And we have a way which is new to produce is less costly, so cost effective, yes. That's what we strongly believe, and that it can have a potential everywhere. Of course,
so feedstock is one of the main producers of methane, right? Which we don't mention there. How do you see any potential in reducing methane output?
No, we are not focusing on reducing methane output. We are really, this is not what our strain is focusing on. It's really on the benefits of immune boosting, which we see as very critical and where we have very good results, and on plant digestibility, which is super important. Also to have a better digestibility on high fiber content material. So if you can use, for example, agricultural byproduct like, for example, soy husk, which is not efficiently used nowadays, if these bacteria can help to digest the material better, you have a huge potential where you also can kind of close the cycle and use material which nowadays is not used efficiently.
Are these bacteria, once they're in the gut, they stay there, or do you have to constantly refeed them?
So these are naturally there already, so it's not something artificial that we add. We just change slightly the flora, and yes, you have to constantly. It's like when you eat yogurt that has promised this benefit, you should read it on a regular basis.
Do we have any questions from the...
Just a quick one. Why is it 20 green, not 25?
Yes, that's a very that's a very good question. So we choose this name because nowadays you have, and we heard already today, some of the goals like 2030, 40% reduction of CO2, 2050, 9 billion people. So it's like we hear a lot about 20, blah, 20, then 20 this, we will have whatever goals from United Nations and so forth. And we choose to be 20 green to contribute to a greener 20 year.
Do we have any other questions? Otherwise, I would well take the opportunity to thank you for your presentation again.